Good morning, my name is Sally and today I have been asked to do an experiment for Look Fabulous Forever, which is the makeup, skincare and hair care range specifically designed for older faces. So the experiment is called the Power of Primers and it's going to be a 2-day experiment. So this morning it's been really interesting for me because I have applied my full face of makeup, but I have omitted the 3 primers that I use every single day. So I haven't used my Smooth Like Silk face prime, which for me is like an essential, and I usually put that on before putting my foundation and Light Look Beauty Balm. So I didn't put that on. I definitely didn't use as well my Smooth Out Eye Prime, which I always put on a little bit on my eyelids before using my eyeshadow. And I didn't use the Never Feather Lip Prime. So it's an interesting experiment because you would have thought it would have taken me less time to do my makeup without using those 3 products, but in fact it took me longer. I found the application of I actually used Continuous Cover Foundation number 2 and a little bit of Light Look Beauty Balm number 1 mixed together with my foundation brush. And I normally just put that on really easily, but because I didn't have my Smooth Like Silk face prime underneath, it took longer to blend it, to make it look even. So I had to work harder, and it also has, I think my pores still show because the Smooth Like Silk face prime definitely fill out my open pores. So they still show if you kind of come in a little bit closer. So the texture's slightly different. Likewise, it took longer for me to apply my eyeshadow because I had to apply more and more to cover the tiny fine lines that are on my eyelids, which normally get covered with my eye primer. And again, I found it harder to blend, and I think they're not quite as neat as they normally are because I didn't have a lovely smooth base underneath my eyeshadow. So what will be interesting will be how I look at the end of the day. I'm going to come back to you this evening to see how my makeup has fared without using the 3 primers that I normally wear every single day. I've got quite a busy day today and I'm actually going out to lunch as well, so with some friends. So I will come back to you tonight and show you how my makeup has fared. And then tomorrow, day 2 of the experiment, I'm going to do exactly the same makeup application, the same products, but I am going to tomorrow put on my 3 primers and see how my makeup fares at the end of the day with them on. So I'll see you later tonight and look forward to it. Good evening, it's Sally here again at the end of day 1 of my experiment called the Power of Primers. So as you can see, my makeup looks slightly different to how it did this morning. The first thing is I didn't use the long-lasting lipstick, so I have got literally no lips left now. My lipstick has worn off, but I have had a busy day and I went out to lunch and I did apply my lipstick, reapply it a couple of times, but now it's the end of the day, it's quite late and my lipstick's gone. I also noticed that I've got definitely a few more lines showing around the sort of the outer edge of my lips, potentially because I didn't use my Never Feather Lip Prime. I don't know. So that's one thing. Now my foundation. I think that my foundation looks a little bit more patchy than it normally does at the end of the day. I just feel that also the pores are showing through a bit more and my lifelines are definitely there and showing very well. So I think that again, everything's a little bit more uneven because I didn't use my Smooth Like Silk face prime this morning. So my eyes also, I think if you kind of come in, you can see that there is definitely more creasing on my eyes than I normally have. because I didn't use an eye primer, my smooth out eye prime this morning. And my eyeshadow it's still there, my makeup's still there, but it's just a little bit less even and a bit more creased than normally. It will be really interesting for me to do the experiment. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is come back to you in the morning. I'm going to do my full makeup exactly as I have done today, but I'm going to use the 3 primers that I didn't use today. And then I'm going to see how my makeup is at the end of day 2. So I'll come back to you again in the evening tomorrow too. Good morning, it's Sally again, and day 2 of my experiment with the Look Fabulous Forever's primers. So this morning actually was much easier to put my makeup on because I did what I normally do, and I did the full face of makeup, but I used my Smooth Like Silk face prime underneath my foundation, which meant when I put my continuous cover foundation and Light Look Beauty Balm, which I mixed together, on, it just went on so much quicker, and my face just feels a lot smoother already than it did yesterday, and it just was quicker to get an even application. So my eyes also, I used the Smooth Out Eye Prime this morning, just a little tiny bit on my eyelids, and I just think my eye shadow is a little bit more defined. I also found that putting on the dark brown eyeliner, which I'm wearing today, which I wore yesterday as well, went on much more easily because it had a base to adhere to. I did then go over it with a little bit of chocolate shadow just to soften it, and that also just went on easier. So my whole eye makeup just glided on and needed less blending than it did yesterday. And I also, the 3rd primer I used today was the Never Feather Lip Prime. So that will hopefully stop my lipstick from bleeding like it did a little bit yesterday. But I will come back to you tonight to see whether my makeup looks any different tonight compared to last night. So I've got a busy day. I'm going into London as well, going on trains and all sorts of things. So I will see you this evening. Good evening, it's Sally again, and it's the end of day 2 of my experiment using Look Fabulous Forever's makeup. So today I did my full makeup using the primers, and I am about to get my makeup off. I've had a really full-on day. I have been walking around London, I've been on trains, it's been really busy, but at the end of the day, my makeup, I think, actually does look, well, it's not as perfect by any means as it was this morning, but 3 things. So I used the face prime, and my foundation, and particularly my blusher. Yesterday it separated, today it hasn't at all. So it doesn't look as patchy. I've still got colour on my face and it's not really disappeared at all. So that's been really good, and it feels good, feels smoother, and just hasn't separated into my open pores like it did yesterday. My eye makeup, yesterday, do you remember it had creased quite a lot? So if I kind of come in and show you my eyes, tiny bit of creasing, but nothing like I had yesterday, and my eyeshadow is definitely stronger. The other thing that is different is my eyeliner yesterday had sort of disappeared, but it's still there, looking pretty neat because I used the Smooth Out Eye Prime as a base, and therefore it went on better and just adhered better all day. So I think my eye makeup has definitely stayed better today. And the other thing that's interesting is I used the Never Feather Lip Prime before using my strawberry lip liner, and then I put on my lovely True Coral lipstick and Cinnamon Kiss. Now the lipstick has gone because it wasn't the long lasting one, but there is still a slight outline of my strawberry lip line, even though I put it all over my lips. So I think the Never Feather Lip Prime definitely helped to keep that on. generally I'm really pleased, and I do really think if you haven't tried the primers, it's worth trying because they make your makeup go on quicker and last much longer. So the power of primers is, for me, an invaluable part of my makeup armoury, allowing me to not worry about my makeup once I've put it on all day until the moment that I take it off at night. So I hope you have found that helpful. And if you haven't tried using the makeup primers, they're really easy to use, so easy, and will make your makeup look more professional and last so much better. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.